Papa Swolio? Oh, my glasses are changing again. Welcome to episode 516.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome everyone to episode 516 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, even with black and white. We all flex our sick fucking biceps. Welcome to the Gain Train. Welcome to Jacksonville. Welcome to Gainesville. Welcome to Boston, Mass, for episode 516 of the Swole. Every day live at 12 noon Eastern time. Watch all the episodes on YouTube and listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Here we go, fam. Here is your chance. Here's your chance for a shout out and absolutely for a DM on Instagram. Take a screenshot right now. I'm going to post. Take a screenshot of the Daily Swole and then upload it into your Instagram story. The thing at the top with the circle, the story, like Snapchat. Upload into your story and tag at Swolenormous for a chance for a shout out. Here we go. You ready? Oh, I think I just hurt myself. I think I just pulled a muscle. But anyway, take a screenshot and then upload it and tag at Swolenormous, and I'll hit you up and possibly you'll get a shout out in my Instagram story. That's a great way where we can connect and interact, and I'll absolutely hit you up in the DM because I appreciate the support. Look at that, double glasses action. Sweet. So it's going down in the DM. It's going down on Instagram and Instagram stories. Most of you probably follow me there already. So yeah, if you hashtag or if you take a picture or screenshot of the podcast or of the live cast, you can tag me at Swolenormous in your story and then get a shout out. So I've done that a few times. I did a few yesterday, had some real funny ones. Sometimes people put some funny quotes and some funny stuff on there. I appreciate the creativity and it increases your chances that I'm going to be like, you know what, this person fucking rocks. Let me pop them up there. Joshua, what's going on, man? Chris, Sherlock Gaines. I know, I like that. Let's say hi to the crew. John, Dwayne, Lynn, what's going on? Christopher, Stefano. Welcome, everyone that's coming in through the door. Welcome to episode 516. Hope you got your coffee. If it's on the West Coast, I know it's 9 a.m., so you got to get your cup of joe. East Coast right now, 12 noon Eastern time every day here. No ingredients necessary for episode 516. Zero zip. No ingredients necesario. So yesterday what we did on the board, I'm going to drop a really cool video that I did, a spin from yesterday's episode. I'll post that on Facebook and Instagram later today. But yesterday we did a whole list of foods, words on the board that we associate with the word diet, right? So all the words that come into our head when we think of the word diet. So the word diet, you know, the first three letters are die, and people get really fucked up when you say the word diet. People get really, really, really jacked up when you use the word diet. I don't know why. Like we discussed yesterday, diet is an ancient word, and it comes from Greek, and it means way of life or way of living, something along those lines. It really just means how you are consuming, how you are living, how you are carrying out. It doesn't mean they're eating good. Doesn't mean that you're restricting food, but all the words that we put on the board yesterday, like restriction, process, soy, corn, meal prep, a lot of them had negative connotations like stress, obligation. It just didn't have a positive, aura to it. It's just a word. Fuck yeah, Eric. It's just a word. Diet is just a word. But it's even more than that. It's what it means. And it means good things. Diet means good things. Diet means how you are carrying out your food consumption. So let's talk about food consumption today. Let's talk about food consumption. Let's talk about a very simple concept. It's called no ingredients necessary. Ingredients. How would you define what ingredients are? If I had to ask you, well, fuck that. If I had to ask you, I am asking you, how would you define what an ingredient is? What do you think an ingredient is? I would say it's one or more things that combine to make up a whole. You know, what is something comprised of? Just like a diet, Just like a diet is a way of living, ingredients make up something. You could have ingredients of a table. Usually we associate ingredients with something that we're eating, right? You might say, okay, what is this comprised of? What is this table or carpet made of? What are the materials it's made from? So the word ingredient leads or lends itself towards food consumption. What is in this food? Oh, what are the ingredients of this dish? What are the ingredients of this coffee? This is unicorn tears and happiness, by the way. Unicorn tears and happiness. That's in my coffee. I don't know what you drink, but drink Black Rifle coffee. Don't be a pog. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, whatever you just said, cool. Whatever you're drinking, if you're happy, that's fine. I don't know what that means. Elements that come to make one thing. Yeah, okay, so they are things that make a whole. And these things are usually what we associate with food. So when you eat something, it has ingredients. Now that's one concept, right? What should have ingredients? What should have ingredients? There should be ingredients in a dish, right? Like if you're making something. So if you have a meal, I understand, I get it. If you have a meal, you could have ingredients. Like you're allowed. You're allowed to have ingredients if you have a meal. But when you're eating a food, in a single food, like in a product, like in a food, and there's a distinction, you shouldn't be having ingredients. And what I mean is, when you're eating something, like when you're eating something from a box, right? What usually has ingredients? You might have a meal. Okay, so if you have, let's say, grass-fed beef with salad and X, Y, and Z and sweet potatoes and, you know, a meal like that, I guess you'd call that a meal. You have ingredients. What do you use to make this, you know, platter? What do you use to make this food? But then when you get an actual item, so you look on the back of a Pop-Tart, you look at the back of something that comes from a package, you look on the back of any of those, you know, pre-made foods or something that comes in a box or a bag or the chips, that's what we call, I'll just call that a food. You know, that's a item. And if you look on the back, and I'm sure everyone that's watching, I mean, I'm sure I have something in my closet or something somewhere that has ingredients. But what does it say inside? What does it say that it has in there? What do the ingredients say? And it's a list of starches, a list of sugar, high fructose corn syrup. There's a series of things that are put into that food. We'll call it a food. Just because something's edible, just because you can chew it, swallow it, and not die immediately doesn't make it a food. Okay? Doesn't make it a food. We use Lay's chips to start campfires. That's fucked up. And that's because chips are like cardboard. It's crazy. It's crazy. Your food should not have ingredients. And this episode is called No Ingredients Necessary because it's just the tip of the iceberg. Tomorrow, we'll talk more about ingredients. And in tomorrow's premium workshop at 8 p.m., the weekly workshop, we're going to get into the nutrient list. We're going to look at ingredients. We're going to look at those nutrition facts and break down what it actually means and how to read those and how to understand them better. So it's going to be much more in depth. And tomorrow we're going to touch upon this again, like what are some of the breakdowns and what's some of the overview of how to read these things. But the point is the foods that you should be eating don't have ingredient lists. Doesn't mean they don't have nutrition facts. Okay? Doesn't mean they don't have nutrition facts. A nutrition fact just means the composition. Like it has X amount of carbohydrates in it. It has X amount of protein or fat. It has this much vitamin C. Those are facts. But the ingredients are what make up that item. And it's absolutely unnecessary to eat something that is made up of ingredients. I'm talking about pre-made. I'm talking about food. Let's talk about junk food for starters. There's a lot of food that you think is healthy out there. Even things like, low-fat pretzels. That stuff's all crap. It's processed wheat, it's processed grains, it's processed flour. And then it has other stabilizers to keep these products edible or fresh, which is funny. It's funny. I mean, it's kind of sick. It's actually very, very sick. But it's weird because when we discuss fresh, right, the ingredients that are put in these foods, a lot of them are ingredients like we talked about, a lot of them are ingredients just to keep things quote unquote fresh. And we're keeping things fresh that aren't really foods to begin with. They're not even foods to begin with. We're keeping them crunchy. We're keeping them smelling a certain way. So when we bite them, they snap. They don't like bend and curl. Stabilizers, preservatives, those are all common ingredients in food. A meal is different. That's like a recipe. A meal, ingredients, this is more of a recipe. My point is using ingredients in a single food or in a single food product usually means that it's packaged, usually means that it's in a bag, usually means that it's packed with preservatives, usually means that it's not human food. And yesterday, and like I said, I'm going to drop a video here on Facebook today, and Instagram talks about human food. It's a little bit of a rage after the show we did yesterday. There's real food, there's human food, and then there's fake stuff that is edible. And when I say edible, it means that we'll eat things, right? When I say edible, I mean like it's possible to be consumed. I'm not saying that it's good to be eaten, but it's possible to be consumed. There's a lot of foods that we have the ability to eat. There are a lot of things that we have the ability to chew and to swallow, but it doesn't mean that we should be eating them regularly. And that's the problem. We're drinking and we're chewing and swallowing a lot of things that should never be in our body, period. Be in our body, period. I am telling you, when you start looking at what you're consuming, when you start thinking about how you eat food and how it should be, and what foods you should be eating as a human being, what foods you should be consuming as a person. As a person. And I'm not talking about a person that wants to get a six-pack. I'm not talking about a person that wants to lose 10 pounds. I'm not talking about a person that's trying to, get with that chick down the street. She thinks I'm sexy. She thinks I got the six-pack abs looking good. I'm not talking about building muscle or losing fat. I'm not talking about the aesthetic reasons for eating certain foods, all right? I'm talking about eating certain foods because you have this genetic code, right? You're a human being, you're an animal on this planet. And we have to stop looking for the magic answers. We have to stop looking for the magic food that's going to do us right and get us the aesthetic look, supplements and all this bullshit, and start looking for the foods that we're meant to eat. That we're meant to eat really as creatures. And that's not just, I'm not talking about ketosis or paleo. Some of those things are actually incorrect. You have to go even deeper than that. And there is a very fundamental concept that is completely washed over by most nutrition plans and most diet approaches and most people in the fitness industry, because there's no longevity. There's no longevity. We're not looking at in the right way. We're looking at vegetarian, vegan, paleo, keto. We like to give names to things, right? We like to give names to things and names to diets because, hell, if we give a name to it, we can sell it, right? If we put a name on it, we stamp it, and then we put it over here, and put a package on it, a picture, and put a price tag on it, people will pay for it. So that's where the industry goes. But it's really sifting through all those diets and sifting through all those different methods and figuring out what foods not only should a human be eating, but what foods should you be eating as a person. Yeah, drink milk, right? That's the biggest scam on earth, right, Josh? I mean, that's the biggest scam. Drink milk. Milk is terrible. Milk is terrible. You're not getting any nutrients from milk. You're not getting calcium. It's not better for your bones. It's the opposite. It's not a good source of anything. It's pretty much just sugar water. Sugar water with phlegm. So there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of problems out there. And a lot of those problems are foundational. So when you go to the store, when you look in your closet or you look in your fridge and you start thinking about ingredients, like that, for example, what Jay said, broccoli. There are no ingredients to broccoli. There are nutrition facts, but there's no ingredients. Broccoli is the food. There's no ingredients for broccoli. It's just broccoli. Broccoli has nutrition facts. Broccoli has X amount of fiber, X amount of carbs, X amount of whatever. But there's no ingredients to broccoli. You don't make broccoli with certain things. You use broccoli and you add it to other things as part of a meal. So your approach to fitness, to food, needs to change. The theme for the day, for the week, for your lifetime is human food. Human food. Not diet. Human food. What should you be eating? I'm not talking about quantity. I'm not talking about losing weight or gaining, blah, 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 the aesthetic things that human beings want. When you eat the right shit, right? This is my quote. When you eat the right shit, you don't have to count shit. When you start eating human food, your body balances itself out. Your body will balance itself out. You will start regulating your weight better. You will get rid of excess water. Your inflammation will decrease. You will get to your normal body weight. You will get to your optimal body weight, especially with fitness, when you start eating the right foods. Don't worry about how much you're eating. Stop counting shit. Your body doesn't have a calculator on it. The human body does not have any method of quantifying calories in the sense that we do today. Do you understand this? When you eat food, you don't know whether you ate 1,000 calories. Your body doesn't, you don't have like a little fucking stomach accountant in your gut that's calculating calories. Your body senses the nutrients and uses hormones to tell our brain when we're full or when we're almost full, when we're satisfied. So if you get back to paying attention to what your body will tell you, if you reset your body and start paying attention to that, you will be going in the right path. Anyone that's counting calories, I'm sorry, when you really count calories, especially for health, trying to lose weight, you're still not on the right path. If you have to count fucking calories, you're still eating the wrong shit. If you have to count calories and make sure you don't overeat, I don't care what anyone says. I'm not a fan of that if it fits your macros bullshit. All those fucking little images on Instagram that show 2 columns, 200 calories of this and 200 calories of this. You could drink this Starbucks latte. You could have a protein shake. They're both 200 calories. And they're both still fucking garbage. So stop paying attention to all this little fancy stuff. It's absolutely 110% important what you eat. Don't let anyone fucking tell you. And it has nothing to do with weight regulation. Don't let anyone tell you that 200 calories of good food equals 200 calories of bad food. That's just the stupidest fucking thing ever. So many people online keep on pushing this and keep on comparing those little white GIFs where you show like with the cartoons and the emojis and people, they show like they do different, and they're both garbage. It absolutely 150% matters what the food is. It's not just the caloric content. They're not equal. This isn't math class. So absolutely complete horseshit. Don't listen to anyone that's trying to sucker you with, only eat 100 calories. It's only 100 calories. That yogurt's only 100 calories. Well, good luck with fucking diabetes. Good luck consuming 100 calories of liquid, it's like fucking cow jizz. If it's cherry yogurt, it's cherry cow jizz. That's really is. So reset your way of thinking from the ground up. We will talk more about that tomorrow with the government and all this bullshit nutrition facts. And of course, tomorrow in the nutrition workshop, we're going to break into the nutrition facts and really get into the nitty gritty of looking at what calories are, looking at what the nutrition labels mean, how to read them, how to associate yourself with them, and how to completely ignore half the shit altogether and really sift through all the bullshit. All right? Love you guys. Peace out. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Episode 516 in the books. I'll see you all tomorrow for 517 live every day at 12 noon Eastern time. Every episode on YouTube and also on SoundCloud and iTunes. Remember, one more chance right now. Take a screenshot and save the picture to your Instagram story, not your feed, your story, the little Snapchat type pictures at the top that you can add. I don't know how many of you use Instagram stories, but that is the kicker. That's the white space. So I want you to do is take a screenshot, post in your Instagram story with the hashtag @Swolenormous, not a hashtag, but @Swolenormous, tag Papa Swolio. Yeah. And upload it to your Instagram story, tag me @Swolenormous, and for a chance to get a shout out in my story. And also, I'll hit you up in the DM and we'll have a little conversation. What if my girl finds the pic? Then that's her lucky day. She gets a picture of old Papa Swolio flexing. What if my girl finds the pic? So what? So what? It's just a bearded dude on your phone. Just a bearded dude on your phone. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. Peace out. I'll see you around the interweb. See you tomorrow.